Welcome wherever you are. My name is Ibrahim Balde. Welcome to Issues That Matter. This week, we are looking at analyzing the reported defection or alliance between the opposition Gambia Democratic Congress, GDC, and the National People's Party, NPP. Well, it all started several months back. We have our esteemed panelists who are warming up to join us on this panel. The likes of Bamba Mas of the UDP, Professor Ahmed Jang of Harvard University, a Gambian political analyst who used to be a journalist. We have Pate Ba also will be joining us from Wisconsin. Honorable Samba Jallo, who used to be majority leader at the National Assembly, who is a National Assembly member for NPP. NPP is in alliance, as you know, with the NRP is in alliance, as you know, with the NPP. And then we will also have Honorable Keba Tumande Sane of Foni Jaro. He just here to warm up ahead of the panelists joining us. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. I'm sure some of them might be having some connected internet connection issues. Like I said, we are waiting for the connection of our guests who are going to connect on this what is likely going to be a highly exciting panel where we will be unpacking a lot of issues such as the political trends in the country, the coalition talks. As you know, the United Democratic Party just a few hours ago wrapped up a press conference where they were talking about their stance on the coalition talks and the way forward. So like I said, we have an esteemed team of panelists, the likes of Professor Ahmad Cheng, University, Howard University here in the US, Honorable Tumani Sane of Foni Jarol, and Samba Jalo, Nyamina Dankugu lawmaker for the NRP, hopefully will join us. And Pate Ba from Wisconsin is also going to give us his take on the way forward. Hello, how are you?
Ibrahim, how are you? Can you hear me?
I'm good. Long time. Okay.
Yes,
so you are live
indeed.
without budget though. We're joined by Ahmad Jeng. Ahmad, as you know, used to be in the Scandinavian. He used to be a journalist before moving to before settling here in the US at the reputable Howard University. So welcome. You be the first guest because actually we don't want to waste the time of our audience who have been anticipating, looking forward to having this panel at the right time. So since it's going to be an hour long or more than 2 hours, so we're going to start on time. So others will join us as they see it fit. So welcome, Ahmad. What do you have to tell our audience before we start the discussion? It's highly anticipated, and I really want it to be really analytical and thorough.
Thank you, Brahma. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a very short call. We just spoke yesterday, but I felt obligated. Why? Because we are in a very, I would say, critical moment in terms of our politics. But more importantly, as young people, we have to uh, see how best we can through our analysis, through our discussion, how we can contribute our quota, as they say, in terms of our nation building. We are still a country that is, I would say, still in the process of nation building or state building, if you want. And so it's important to engage different actors, different stakeholders, different analysts, and to learn from one another as young people, especially during this time when, like I said earlier, our country is in a very critical moment, and of course our politics is evolving every day. We have a coalition building going on. We have surprises all the time. So it's interesting to be here, and of course, thank you for having me.
Yes, so we are joined by Pate. Pate has just joined us now. So to begin with, Ahmad, yesterday when I told you this at a short notice,
Yes.
It's the GDC and NPP. GDC preceded the NPP, but there has been history between Mama Kande and Adam Barrow way back several years. But then to put things in context, this started publicly in 2007 during the National Assembly election,
Yes.
also called parliamentary election.
Give me a second. I just have to increase your volume so I can hear you a little bit more, if you don't mind.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Can you wouldn't mind to repeat that, Ibrahim?
No, I said it is about GDC, which preceded the NPP.
Yes.
But Mama Kande and Barrow they have their own political history. Looking at the 2007 National Assembly election or parliamentary election, this history started all along. But then we are going to also look unpack some issues regarding, the fact that they are all from Jimara constituency and they are all, like they were all ambitious, to represent their district.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's an interesting marriage, I would say, whether you want to call it a marriage of convenience or whatever we want to say about what we've learned recently in terms of GDC and NPP joining hands. I would refer to it as a grand coalition in the sense that you have two parties that are two of the biggest parties in the country. I'm not saying GDC is number 2 or NPP is number 1. What I'm saying is that if you count 4 parties in the Gambia, GDC and NPP should be among those 4 parties. So it is an interesting marriage, I would say again, and it is interesting to see where that leads to.
Okay. We welcome Pate, but You've been watching political developments from your base in Wisconsin. Were you surprised that having, understand from your perspective in Fonyi, from your vantage point of the political terrain there, were you surprised about this reported announcement that Mama Kande was on the way to forming an alliance, or GDC was on the way to forming an alliance with NPP?
Mr. Bande, thank you very much. And I also say hello to your guest. I don't know the name, but since I came in late,
yes.
Okay, Mr. Jeng, Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, as I said, looking at the political environment in the Gambia, right now, everything is possible. But, running a political party is just not a child play. I mean, it needs a lot of, financial resources. So one can say, I'm not saying Mama is broke. I am not saying that. I'm just saying, looking at last election results, Mama did better before than the last election. Because if you can see, even most of his councillors, like from, I don't know, from 8 to, they came down to 1.
Oh, it seems to be freezing. Yeah. All right.
We are just gonna, speculate for now. But Mr. Bande, there's one thing I just want to clear here. I don't know why people want to make it a big noise, Mama Kande joining Barrow, because everybody look like he's just making a big noise about it. Mama Kande is a citizen of the Gambia, okay? Mama Kande has a political will. Mama Kande had the right to go and join any political party. That everybody knows that. They were, we have seen a couple of weeks ago that the PPP went and joined UDP, but you never hear this kind of a noise. Why Mama Kande is just and fit more than the NPP. Because anywhere he go, he's just gonna be a liability. That one is everybody knows that. Anywhere Mama can go apart from the NPP, he's going to be a liability. And if Mama don't take the right steps, his political career is gonna die. Okay? So, looking at the opposition, people making, there is no political party, no opposition in the Gambia as to speak right now. With all the noise they make, they are not better than Barrow Ibrahim. I'm going to repeat that again. I said that on your last program, and I'm going to say it again. Okay? They are not better than Barrow. In fact, Barrow is better than them in the first place. Looking at let's say, the UMC, United Movement for Change. I heard some of their executives, somebody said that he is baffled for the fact that Birkama and the combo area have more voters, but most of the time the presidency comes from the provinces. So if you are a political leader and you are sending those kind of sentiments, what is different being born in Bassa and being born in the combo? Honestly, what is the difference there? If you feel, because he's saying that, I saw what he said. He said it's about time people to vote somebody who is from the combos. So I'm asking this gentleman, as long as he's in the executive of Talib Bensouda, what is so special about being born in the combo? What's wrong with somebody coming from the provinces? So you see, these are the sentiments they send to people. That's why many people have two minds about the opposition. Okay, for Talib should have stand the chance. But you see, there is something lingering behind Talib. If you look at the history of Talib is a kid in the game. And moreover, Talib, Talib don't know most of the, the provincial villages. Talib only know of the combos. That's where he grew up. He was, born in a, privileged family. So that's all he know. Looking at UDP have a saddle under their head. And that at that saddle, that's what they need to, get rid of first. Because every Gambian, as we speak right now, they see UDP as a tribalist party. And this is the truth, man. Usain Dabo might not be a tribalist. I'm not saying he is, but he might not be a tribalist. But some of the people who are out there supporting Hussein Udabo, the notion they send to the public is that, I mean, as long as you are not part of them, then you are not a Gambian. Basically, that's what they said. So they need to get rid of that shadow over their head that they are tribalists. Otherwise, UDP will never win a presidential, in the presidency in the Gambia, and this is the truth.
Okay, Padre, we will come to that. We will come to that later. Let's welcome. Is it Bamba Mas? Bamba. Somebody has just joined. Hello? Hello? Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, Ahmad, now let's look at the issue, the implications of this likely alliance. Well, nothing is confirmed yet, or even though yesterday I tried to contact some, authorities with a view to finding out, but nothing official has come out from the NPP or the GDC. So let's look at this marriage of convenience as you are putting it now, and look at the issues into context. Like from 2007, when GDC or when UDP contested the Jimarak constituency National Assembly seat, Mama Kare did with the APRC. So what does it tell you, Ahmad, as a bona fide Gambian and as someone who has been analyzing issues about Barrow's charm offensive? Yes,
I think we have to take into account two things. One is that there is nothing bad in terms of politics to form coalition. We've seen coalition building in many countries around the world. I think politics has moved to an extent where we probably wouldn't have. Maybe somewhere it's going to be difficult to have a single party leading a country just like that because of the proliferation of political parties here and there. Now, the other thing we have to take into account is when two political parties that are powerful enough, like let's say GDC and NPP, form a coalition, the questions we should ask is what is there for these parties? We know what is there for President Barrow. He wants to win the election, but we don't know what is there for Mama Kanda. What is there for Mama Kanda? Why this relationship? What is Mama Kande going to gain from this relationship? These are the relevant questions. But the questions of whether it should happen or not shouldn't even be discussed, if you ask me. The question is why? Okay, I think those are important questions. When we look at a lot of people are saying, oh, he was broke, or he's broke, that's why he's doing this. I don't know whether that is the case. What we can speculate as far as party financing in the Gambia is concerned, we don't have regulations in terms of like how we fund parties, who should fund parties. As analysts, what we can speculate is that both GDC and NPP probably both parties have a very major funder who is funding both parties. And this person might be instrumental in bringing them together to say you have to work together. Now, what is there for Mama Kande? Is Mama Kande aiming for vice presidency? Is Mama Kande aiming for several ministerial positions? Or is Mama Kande aiming for at least to put one of his people in the mayoral election that is coming? Or is Mama Kande going to have a compromise, a pact kind of with Barrow, where Barrow would pave the way for Mama Kande to take over after him, or whether Mama Kande is going to let him win certain constituencies so he gets back a lot of people at the National Assembly. We can only speculate right now, but what is real, what is I would say important to take into account is that these does one thing. It confirms one thing. I have been saying this from just looking at the realities on the ground, that Barrow is going to win the 2026 election. Now, this relationship that we saw yesterday, or that we had yesterday, it's going to bolster whatever opportunities President Barrow has in terms of winning the election in 2026.
Okay. We welcome the. Is it Bamba Mas Galaxy A16? Hello.
That's Honorable Sane.
Honorable Sane, can you put your video on, please?
I don't know why it's not on.
Okay.
Whether I'm already hijacked.
Okay. Hijacked by who? Okay. All right. That's Honorable Keba Tumande Sane. Welcome to the forum. Yeah. So yes.
Yeah, go on.
Yes. So what is your take on this purported alliance between the GDC and NPP?
Really, for me, because I've not yet heard from Mama Kande himself, and I've seen one of his, is it secretary or what? But he's a member of his executive denying that they have not yet announced it. So I don't know what is happening. All I know, maybe because they are showing pictures, I have this belief that he has already met with Barrow. What they have discussed, I don't know. Anything I'm going to say now will be based on speculation or what I'm seeing on social media. That he is promised that he's going to be the next vice president or he's going to be the next speaker. So these are speculation that people are making, but we've not yet heard Mama Kande say anything yet. And then they're saying that we're only waiting for him to announce. So let's wait to see. One thing that I know that based on my own analysis, I seem to trust Mama Kande in the sense that because he comes from Gimara, where Barrow is from, and then he has been contesting elections with President Barrow. So if he was an opportunist, like how others are labeling him or calling him, I think he would have gone long since. This is my belief, because immediately Barrow won the elections, even 2017, between 2017 to 20, Barrow was inviting him to join, especially when Barrow formed NPP. So Barrow was all the time inviting him, and Mama Kande would say, no, in fact, I don't think you are the right person for this country. So from that up to now is years. So why Mama Kande would decide now is something that will surprise me, because he was the one telling the people that Barrow is not competent enough to lead this country. And then if at all he was looking for opportunities, I think by now he would have been either a minister or an ex-minister. But I believe when Barrow invited him, he would have offered him a position, like what happened to Dr. Cisse and then others who were one time Barrow's greatest critics, saying everything all about Barrow. Today, they are the people defending Barrow. Anything you say about Barrow. So for me, it sounds funny. That's why in my politics, for me, I don't do personal attacks, and I always believe in what I believe. So you have to convince me through knowledge and ideas, not just based on attacks or labeling people. That's why I'm not going to call Mama Kande an opportunist, because if that is the situation, I have this belief by now, Mama Kande would have been a minister working with Barrow or an ex-minister, because the offer was long since done. So for me, if he's going, I am waiting for his announcement. And then I doubt now, if all these people, with all the names they were calling President Barrow, if now they will move to join Barrow, I don't know what support are they going to give President Barrow that we would see a great improvement. This is something that worries me, because Balde, I always tell you, I'm not hating Barrow. In fact, I don't hate Barrow. I'm not part of this NPP, or I did not join NPP, not because maybe like what they will tell us now. Some of us have this belief that President Barrow, President Game will come back to be the president. I said I'm not God to decide President Game's fate. I'm not going to rule out whether he's coming or not. But at the moment, President Barrow is the one who's there. But looking at President Barrow's leadership style, for me, I did not subscribe to it. For me, Barrow's leadership style is not the right leadership style in this country, and I have a lot of evidences, a lot of proofs that I can back myself. I am looking at the audit reports. or even the latest one, that is the National Assembly Select Committee to investigate the Ghana Commission. The report, the exercise is finished, or the investigation is finished. Now the report is sleeping, just like what happened to all other reports that we have spent millions. How many court cases did this government won? I cannot even count.
So Honorable,
huh?
Honorable, we will come back to some other issues. Let's go back to Pate. Pate, at some point, you tell us about the maneuvering that the GDC was doing in Foni with regard to gaining traction. Because I'm at later, what I want you to dissect is about, how the NPP or how the GDC started declining or going on a downward spiral, and then the NPP started gaining traction. So, Patty, tell us about that.
Well, I mean, as I said, I mean, Mama Kande is just not only knowing him personally, he's a very close friend to the family. And I will tell you on record, during the last parliamentarian, my elder brother, same mom and dad, was a candidate for the GDC in the Fonyi Jarol district. Honorable Tumani knows about that. Okay, so Mama Kande is not a stranger to me. But as I said in Fonyi, the only reason why that Barrow will gain something out of Mama Kande joining him in Fonyi is this, because Mama Kande, remember, he went on to alliance with the APRC before, and Mama Kande also served under President Jammeh as a parliamentarian. So Mama Kande, there are a lot of people in the Fonyis who pretty much like him, and I have never heard Mama Kande come on any social media and say something bad about the Fonyi people or Jammeh and his administration. That has never happened. So number one, that's very important in in Kande joining Barrow, because as I said, Kande have more standing in Fonyi than Barrow. So Kande joining Barrow, that's a plus for him in Fonyi. Some areas will definitely, vote for Barrow because of Mama Kande. It's different like when you talk about other political parties who, when Yaya Jammeh left, they were seen as everybody from Fonyi, just like it's a rotten apple. I mean, if you want me to name them, I name them, because I have proof to say that. Because number one, when Jammeh left, you had now Talib is looking for office, but you heard what Talib said about the Jolas before. We all heard that. He don't even have the nerves to come and apologize for what he said about the people of Fonyi. Number one, Usain Udab. When they were in government, when my party came to Shibano, you heard what my party said in Shibano. So the people of Fonyi are angry to some of this oppositions. So the only person today that gained a little bit of support in the Fonyi is Mama Kande, because Mama have never say anything bad about the people of Fonyi. He never labeled us as rebels. He never say anything bad about us. And as I said, he even have candidates in Fonyi. So it's a plus for Barrow. One way or the other, it's a win-win for Barrow. Yes. Okay. If at all it's true that Mama is going to join him.
Okay. All right. So if it is true that Mama is going to join him. Now, Ahmad, can you help dissect this issue of the GDC going in, that has been on decline, while the NPP has been gaining traction over the years?
I think it's not a surprise to a lot of people that NPP has been gaining momentum in the Gambia. Why is not a surprise? It has the power of incumbency, and also from an infrastructural point of view, we have seen electrification of many villages in the Gambia that had never had electricity, that had never had running waters. We have to understand our politics is based on developmental politics. The developmental politics is that when you bring me certain development, infrastructural development, material development, chances are very highly likely that I will vote for you. This is what we have in the Gambia. This is what we have in many developing countries. Now, the decline of the GDC I would say came about after the election, the last election when President Barrow won that election. Politics is a very messy game. A lot of politicians, a lot of people after elections, they do a lot of switch because they cannot wait for 4 years to go for another election. You know, you have to feed your family. You have a lot of other things you have to do. So of course there will be like a political joking, people moving from GDC, which has gone back to, I mean, which went back to opposition after the election to the NPP. Now we currently have a lot of people who probably, if this is true, that GDC is going to go into alliance with NPP, you probably might see a kind of a momentum where people might be circling back to Mama Kande, coming back to Mama Kande gradually because they feel like his party is now getting closer to the corridors of power. So it's important. It's about political joking. It's about strategy. It's about knowing when to make the switch. We haven't had any switch, as far as I know, major switch from the GDC to the NPP the last 3 months, because people, maybe a lot of people were getting insider information that GDC might go into coalition with NPP. So making that switch to the NPP would be a complicated matter, because right now we have people in the NPP who were previously in GDC. And now if GDC and NPP are gonna be working together so closely, Mama Kande might find himself working with those very people who supported him earlier, but who decided him and went to the NPP. And that relationship might not be as smooth as we think. So it's important in politics. You have to know timing is really good. You have to know when to make a switch. So making a switch immediately after election is understandable, because we have 4 years to read the land, to study the ground and see whether the switch you make is good or you switch back to another party. So that's important. Now, when election came, the last election we had 2021, when Barrow won the election, I think the subsequent months, or in fact years, we had seen we saw a lot of people moving to the NPP because for convenience reasons, one way or the other. The decline of the NPP, the rise of the NPP, I would say, is largely associated with the development projects that President Barrow has been doing. The issue of corruption, we know, is very palpable in many ways. But I will tell you, a lot of people in rural Gambia, a lot of women who have seen kind of like who have access to electricity and water and all these things, they don't feel the same way in terms of corruption as you and I, or as some people in the combos, because they have access to something that they had never had access to. So it's important we look at it. A lot of people going out there screaming corruption, screaming corruption. I would say it's somehow justifiable. Depends on what we are talking about. But in many ways, you realize that a lot of people are out there talking just because they haven't had access to the same opportunities. They are not realistic in terms of. I mean, I would say they are not genuine in terms of like their political comments, their political leanings, etc. and etc. Now, I think Honorable is it Sane? I don't know which constituency.
Tumani Sane, Pony Jara.
Yes, Tumani mentioned something really important, that is Mama Kande's. I would say Mama Kande's reputation in Fonyi. We have to understand one thing. In Fonyi, most people would probably choose APRC than UDP that we know about. Now, Mama Kande's reputation in Fonyi would help him bring in a lot of voters for Barrow. But is that also a way of Barrow trying to probably get rid of the importance of the APRC? Because of course we know the marriage of convenience that Barrow has with the APRC is because APRC is able to garner some votes, to bring him some votes in the Fonyi area and all of that. Do we know the relationship to a varying degree that Barrow has with Ahmad Ba is the ability for Ahmad Ba to bring him the Nyani vote, the Nyani vote. Now, Mama Kande is able to bring the Nyani vote to APR to Barrow. Mama Kande is able to bring some Fonyi votes to Barrow. That means Mama Kande, as a political leader himself, has more, I would say, influence individually compared to anybody in the APRC or compared to anybody in NRP. So I see the relationship, if this is true, that they are going into alliance, which is somehow going to be good for President Barrow. But from a political point of view, I would say it's going to be kind of an unfortunate having two strong political parties coming to power in a country like the Gambia, where we have very small resources. What is going to happen at the end of the day is power sharing. And power sharing between two political parties in a country that is really, really poor would mean that the small resources that are coming in, every party would be busy trying to reward their credit card supporters. They are awarding contract to their own people, etc., etc. There might be rise of corruption if President Barrow is not quick in consolidating himself or trying to put a step in terms of like who gets what. It's really important to take that into account.
Okay, Patty, what do you think will be Mama looking forward to at the NPP that he wouldn't have joined the coalition, which is already trying to look for a unified candidate, opposite candidate who will challenge the incumbent?
You know, Bande, when you talk about coalition, I said this here before. This coalition is just gonna, the coalition is a failure because it's not even gonna happen. There will be no coalition. That one I can tell you that because UDP already taking their, taking themselves out of the whole equation. So the rest of the people who are left in the coalition, they already, throwing stones at each other. So there will be no coalition. I am telling you, all these coalition members, as you speak, all these political parties in the Gambia, as you speak, these people are already compromised, Bandit. They are compromised from the very beginning. So there will be no coalition in the Gambia. So what's going to happen here is that, either way, Barrow is going to gain than losing because, number one, APRC, as long as I'm concerned, we will not support UDP. And as long as I'm concerned, APRC is not going to support Tali Bensouda either. We will not. I'm telling you, but not in Fonyi. Not in Fonyi. Because these people have said a lot of things about Fonyi that are not even true. 102 Marisale can be me witness. Tali Bensouda stood here and said that Yaya Jammeh used to bring people from, from Casamas and Fonyi and take them to a hotel in the Combos. All they do there was for, just to play around. That was the insult to the people of Fonyi. And still now he don't get the balls to come and apologize. We have seen that. And Safal, look at Safal. And Safal, when he came to the TRRC, the only thing he was doing was to look for relevance. And all the thing he was doing was to see people talking bad about Fonyi, talking about Yaya Jammeh. This was all what he was doing. So Fonyi will not vote for Safal either. That one I can tell you that. The only way Fonyi is going to compromise, maybe Fonyi can compromise with Barrow, or if at all, APRC is going to have their own candidate. Yes, in fact, we'll be happy to have that. But I can tell you without that, APRC is not going to join any coalition, and they will not support any of these people because these people are the number one enemies of, when Yaya Jammeh was there for 22 years. All the fights that Yaya Jammeh went through was from the UDP for 22 years. Whether Jammeh did good or bad, they have never supported Jammeh. And they were the architect of all the problems that Jammeh is facing through. When you call Jammeh a dictator, it's UDP that pushed him to be a dictator. We will say that. So Barrow have more to gain than this so-called coalition. So as long as I'm concerned, well, as I said, there is no political party in the Gambia right now that is even better than the NPP. I can say if Jammeh was to come today in the Gambia and have a like get the opportunity to stand for presidency, I can bet you on this, Jammeh will win. Like looking at what's going around the Gambia and all the online media things we can see, if Jammeh was to stand today, he is going to have a landslide victory in the Gambia. But apart from Jammeh, none of this political party is relevant. Balde.
Honorable to understand
yes. Balde, if I can add on to what party have just said, for me, my politics sometimes, most of it, because I always even do say that I'm not a politician. I always discuss on audit report, management report, or current burning issues in the country. And then most of the things that party already said, probably I would not say it plain, but if you go to Fonyi, this is what most people will tell you that, and I think we'll vote for Barrow. Barrow is better. So not that Barrow is competent enough, or whether the direction that President Barrow is taking us, they are happy about it, but they will choose Barrow among these people. And then one thing I'm also going to tell you, the advantage that President Barrow got to get APRC guys. Remember, people sometimes think that the APRC that is in alliance with Barrow is more than the no alliance. I will tell you no. That's not the case. Because I can tell you, even the parliamentary under this election, how do you call it? The council election already, sorry, they are just distracting me, already informed the people, which is the third biggest. Now you can call us a movement, because when I say party, but we are almost third. But now, the No Alliance group, I will call it, we are not even allowed to hold rallies, even sport meetings. You see what even happens. When we want to even organize sport meetings, even inside private residence, they will send the PIU to come and disperse us. So that's why most people don't know our strength, but we are not dead. We are not dead. We have the numbers. But in Fonyi, I will tell you, sometimes when we have these meeting sports, you'll see people coming all the way from Basse, especially what is happening in the country right now. This is why I 100% agree with party that if President Jammeh would learn today, he's given that opportunity to contest. No doubt, we are back to State House. I can tell you that 100%. But without him, Barrow is comfortable winning. I would say I'm not going to give my vote to Barrow, but most people, even in the APRC, even most people, some of them who even I share the same belief that there are no alliance, some would even prefer, okay, we are not going to vote. That's what others are even saying, because they did not see. And then, whatever you do today, I believe it won't you tomorrow. And then this is what party has already revealed. Because if I start today, I'm a politician, I start saying a lot of things against others. That's why I don't discuss people. In that I can discuss what you said. And some of these things, even if I know that it is harmful, I don't discuss it. I only look at what is happening in the country. That's why I say that I don't subscribe to President Barrow's leadership style, because that's not the right. And the most people who even are going to vote for President Barrow, I don't think they subscribe to it. And even Mama Kande, who we are talking about joining NPP, was somebody the past 9 good years telling us that Barrow is not the right guy, because Barrow has never won him in his constituency. He has been winning him. So it's not possible for him today to go and join Barrow. And then he said he knows President Barrow very well. President Barrow cannot lead this country. He has been saying that. All is on record. So this is why I said that if now Mama Kante would decide to join NPP, for me, I have to wait till when he announces it, and then for him to come and convince me to say that I joined because of this reason. But at the moment, for me to call him is an opportunist, I would not, because I believe he had that opportunity a long time. If he wanted, he would have just joined. Because like me and Pate, we come from the same village almost, because I was one time living in Sinte. I know Pate not today. So if Pate today is the president, and Pate is asking me to join him, you think if it's about opportunities, would I waste time to join Pate? No. I would rush. But if I've been saying that Pate is not competent, Pate is not competent, I cannot join Pate. Me and Pate have been voting, and I'm always defeating him. So for 9 good years, now you said, okay, let me join, like what Rambo said one time, if you can beat the system, then I don't know whether you join the system, something like that. Because that's what I'm saying. So, but I have to wait when he announces, because me, I don't jump when something that I did not hear, rumors going on. and I go and say different things. If the person comes out, for me, it's always a big shame on me, despite I'm a politician. That's why I always
You see, Ibrahim,
yes,
yeah.
Politics is about timing. President, let's say Mama Kande could have criticized Barrow for 9 years based on political differences, based on ambition, right? And today circumstances can change. One of the circumstances could mean, okay, I'm Mama Kande, I'm heading for election. I don't have the resources that I need. And the coalition that I expect to build is not in my favor. My political party might be diluted, or maybe I am not getting in the coalition what I expect. And even with the coalition, I don't think we are going to win the president. Now I have an opportunity to work with the president so that my party will continue to function, will continue to amass wealth and get some resources. I will continue to live a decent life and have some influence in the country. There is nothing wrong. We have seen that in many cases where a politician would change their opinion about an individual and they join them. We've seen that with a lot of people who went to join Barrow. Mamadou Sabali is there. A lot of other people who joined Barrow today were critical of President Barrow, and they would tell you politics is about majority, politics is about convenience, but also more importantly, political decisions are not permanent. They can haunt you, but you can say this thing today and you say another thing tomorrow based on the time that you were saying it, the circumstances on the ground. Exactly. So a lot of people who said Barrow was not competent back in 2016, I would even say 2017, have seen a lot of the development projects, quote unquote, that he has managed to bring in many parts of the country, and they've changed their opinion about him. And then we have to understand one thing. In the Gambia, there is the fear of the alternative. A lot of people will go on to vote for President Barrow, not because they feel like President Barrow is the right person, but they fear the alternative. And we have seen that. I've seen people, I've talked to people who would say, I didn't vote for Doi. I know they probably would be the best party to rule the country, but I didn't vote for them because if I voted for them, they wouldn't win. So I wanted to also vote for President Barrow because I fear the alternative. The alternative would have been a UDP-led government. So all of those things are there. And I think a lot of the time, somebody was saying, I think when Mr. Balde started, he said somebody in the Unite is saying it is time people in the Combos voted somebody who lives in the Combos. I think that comment is a miscalculation. Of course, we have issue of regionalism, but in many cases, when you look at the combos, we have a lot of political parties. We have almost more than 10 active political parties that are really probably active in the combos provincial area, but they are not really seen or visible when you go to places like Salikenya or Janjambure and you move towards the URR, right? So because of this diversification of different political parties in the combos, it would be very difficult to probably go with the regionalism and have that mentality to say, let's vote for somebody from the combo. If you say that and people vote for Unite, some people go and vote for SFL because maybe SFL is from the combo, or people vote for Lamin J Dabo. Lamin J Dabo is also from the combo. So who is going to lead? Who is going to lead? So I think when we talk about politics, we don't have to we have to be very careful in terms of leveling, in terms of bringing in regionalism to say, oh, it's time for actually, I don't think that is a smart idea.
I don't know.
To use.
I don't know if you allow me to inject here, because for me, whatever any opinion is expressed here. I respect it, but I will tell you the advantage that President Barrow is enjoying is people don't like UDP.
Exactly.
Document.
This is what I said.
This is
I said people voted for him.
There is nothing like to say that because of this development. Because when you tell me, okay, because of maybe people who don't properly analyze what is happening. Because if you look at our debt, like I always say, Gawara and President Gawara and the President Gamme put together, we were at 48 billion. Today, as I speak to you, our debt is at 129 billion, almost 80 billion within 9 years. So what do we expect? So of course, we have to see projects everywhere. But again, you look at the quality of this project. Like as I speak to you today, most areas that have already new roads been constructed, all of them are complaining. I'm just receiving videos from different parts of the country. How these roads are so now if I'm trying for a road, you give me this road, the road is not quality. Again, this road is again giving me a problem because the drainage system is totally poor. And then you have compounds flooded, destroying again. So how do I analyze this to say that, okay, I'm giving a project, I think I should go in for Barrow because development is everywhere. Me, I am looking at the quality of this project. But the truth is, the bitter truth is what people are angry. And again, when you come to this coalition, because yes, now let's make Talib move out from UDP because either he wants to lead or you know that he won't be given the chance to lead. Then this guy, Barrow, Barrow, he also moved out from UDP. Now, if these people want to come, some of these people are going to form an alliance. Let's look at them. Are they even having the numbers? Are they even having the numbers? So UDP saying that, no, if at all we're not going to lead, then we're not going to be part of alliance. Hate them, like them, but that's the bitter truth. Because some of these parties that are coming calling for alliance, they don't have the number. So how do you expect UDP that believe it has the number and whether you hate them, you like them, compared to these other parties?
Honorable, today the UDP leader made that abundantly clear at the press conference where he talked about the issue of, all hope is not lost, like all is not doomed. The likes of PPP and others are likely going to join them, and that how can they be in the same platform with a party that was initiated or established in 2016? Some of them are CSOs, they were established in 2026, and you have the same like leverage when it comes to
no, in fact, but the one I'm telling you here, when we talk about PPP like Bibi Dabo, is Bibi Dabo even having up to 25,000 people?
No,
even up to that number?
No. Remember, Bibi Dabo is no longer with PPP; he's with GFA.
No, okay. Now you have a PPP, like you have a party PPP that want to go alliance with, I think, UDP, isn't it?
Yes.
You go again even SFL. The only party today I expect within the alliance that probably has numbers is Talib.
No, in fact, it's not PPP. In fact, it is Golden Era Party. That is Sehu Saho and Nene Party Seka.
Yes, those people, are they even having the numbers? If you look at whether they have even 10,000 or 15,000 people, do they even have an executive? This is one thing. If they have the executive, how many people in their executive? Do they have structures everywhere in this country?
Honorable Tumani, the truth is some of these political parties, they only have their family members in their party. Less than 10 people. So these are all liability. That's why I'm saying that. The only advantage that President Barrow is enjoying is the hate for UDP, what we all experienced when there was Kenya government in 2017. This is why even in my phone, like what party is saying, most people will tell you that, no. Some will say, okay, UDP and Barrow, they are the same. I'm not even voting for them. That's why if you look at the voters turnout, sometimes it's low because some people will not come and vote.
I think there should be a kind of, since you have that role in the community, it's important you do a voters education program where you tell them that not voting is actually giving power to the incumbent. If you want.
Again, I'm doing that one because I do tell them that who I'm going to vote for presidential, since my presidential candidate is not here. Okay, the first one, we identified Mama Kante. I voted for Mama Kante. So that one I voted for Mama Kante. But now, if you look at these ones that are coming, I tell people, no, you not voting means you already vote for somebody because you are saying you don't like this guy. But whatever the case, there is somebody you feel is better than the other one. So it's better you go and vote. Me, to be honest with you, I don't people, even myself, I don't tell people, come and vote for me because I feel like I'm selfish. So, but I'm always telling people, if I'm able to convince you based on my contributions, then you can vote for me. But that's been the reason I don't tell people, go and vote for this guy. I always tell people. So it's up to them to make choices. But I'll tell them not voting means you have already voted. Because the person that you hate might even come and win. Even one vote is going to be your leader.
I think
so
the
you say that,
fear.
okay.
Yes, I think the
Yes.
fear for the UDP, the fear of the UDP, it's very real in many corners of the Gambia, but I don't think that is merely the driving force behind why a lot of people are voting for the NPP. Of course, the quality of the roads in many parts might be very much questionable, but of course, not all the roads that they have constructed are broken. Broken into pieces if you want. Electricity is still there. A lot of people are enjoying it. So I think in terms of like the development mentality, that is something that is important to take into account. Not only the fear of the UDP. And there is something. There is also something. Let me just land quickly. There is also
I want
something.
to I'm getting there because to be honest with you, when you talk about what is convincing other voters to vote for Barrow, they are already NPP who are looking for people telling we brought this road, we brought electricity. But we know the quality of this, whether electricity you are talking about. Just a few months back or a few weeks back, you had all the demonstration that was going on here with the electricity.
Of course.
At the moment, this rainfall started. You are hearing the chaos that is going on the newly constructed roads. You go to some of these new projects. You go there and look at the quality and the amount spent on it. It's only people who either don't make good judgment will tell you, okay, based on this debate. For me, I don't judge things like that. Yes, my people need road. Now, when you come and construct the road, I look at how much did you say you spend on that road. And then I look at the quality of the road before I tell you thank you. But it's not a matter of you coming to me because of I need a road. You come and give me a road that only worth 1 million, and you come and tell me this is 15 million, and I start clapping you because I start saying that since 1965, I did not get a road. Now, if they give me a road, I think it's better. And then who owns that money that they used to develop that road or they used to construct that road?
Exactly.
It's my money.
Yes.
Because I told you, our debt has moved from 48 billion to 129, almost now 130 billion. Now 130 billion within 9 years, there's an increase of about how much? 80 billion. We got double the 52 years. So this is how I analyze things. So you cannot tell me because we did not get a hospital for 25 good years. Now that being the case, because they came, they just gave me a health post. I have to start vote for them based on a debt that I'm going to pay. Remember, these are borrowings. We are going to pay. So you telling me you have given me a vote, I should vote for you when I'm seeing that funds have been mismanaged. You look at the audit reports. Like I said, that's why my argument is for this. If you want to put me through, if I think I'm not saying the right thing, I always tell people, come, we put the table together, and then we discuss on the audit reports that are showing the disappearance of millions of monies. This is my argument.
I think where we probably get lost is the idea that the way you talk about the audit report. You mentioned audit report. Yes. The average farmer in Sintet who relies on his milk to go to the market to sell, to rely on maybe a small electricity that helps them to sell water or ice or whatever. They are not so much concerned with audit report. So this is the problem. And 90% of the country, of the people who actually vote, I would say, I can honestly tell you that we have less than 1 million voters in the last election. When you look at it, 80% to 85% of those people are not concerned with what an audit report is. They don't know what an audit report is. And I think that's where Barrow is winning. They don't know what an audit report is. They don't even know what corruption is. So this is the problem. What we have is a system called politics of the belly. That is the reality we have on the ground. What is there for me to eat? How are you helping me buy rice or whatever? It's the politics of the belly. That is what is. But if we have a lot of voters, if we have conscious voters that are, they are conscious in their own level, but 80% to 90% of people who are analyzing the situation the way you are analyzing it, then we would have a completely different system going on right now. This is the issue. So this is what I have been saying, even in Senegal today. Usman Sonko did not say anything in the last election or before they even came to power. He did not say anything that previous politicians in the 80s, in the 70s in Senegal didn't say. But they were speaking to a population at that time that was not conscious enough to decipher the message, to disaggregate what was being said and analyze and see where it lies. Politic timing is good. Sonko came to the political scene in Senegal at a time when the consciousness of the Senegalese people has risen to a certain point. So when it reaches certain point, then we can talk about audit reports. Then we can talk about corruption. Then we can talk about bribery. Then we can talk about how at the airport in Banjul, you're sitting at the lounge, there is no charging space, basically. So those are all, a lot of people might see that as a kind of a hegemonic discussion, which is driven by certain elites group.
Okay.
An elite group, people like you who are aware consciously in terms of politics and all of that, and maybe 5% of the people voting. So this is the problem.
Okay, Bamba Mas, you are unable to join us. Yes, I say you are unable to join us.
You send me a link.
Yes, I sent you a link. But anyway, I'm sorry you will
I can join you now.
Yeah.
I didn't see the links, to be honest. I was waiting for you.
Yeah, I sent it. I sent it. Yeah.
Link. I can quickly join the link. No problem.
Yes. All right. So Pate, when you look at politics, in our country right now, like Jeng was actually mentioning, it's our politics of the belly. So how do you see Mama jumping out of the coalition talks, at a time when the coalition were trying to put together a formidable candidate, because looking at the December 5th presidential election, it is post past the post, which means it's a simple majority, which means even if it is one vote, if Barrow wins or any of the candidate wins, and it is likely you have the power of incumbency, which will give the president the chance actually to sweep the polls. So what do you think Mama jumping out of the coalition and going to join? Well, like we said, it's not yet confirmed, but it's looking highly likely that this thing is a done deal between the NPP and the GDC.
Banda, let me tell you one thing. You see, we have a political system. We have the same people just going around the circle. It's just like, putting the old wine in a new bottle. This is what is happening to our politicians in the Gambia. If you look at most of these political parties or the people who are having political parties, these people are already tarnished their integrity well before in front of the Gambians. So they, like we need a, so if you are not clean, don't come into politics. Leave it alone. We need somebody clean, to come up, and at least the Gambian will support you. But not the people I see in the coalition. These are not even political parties. These people are beneficiaries of these parties. They don't want to have a political party so that they can go and join a government, or they can join another political party, just to get something to feed themselves. And this is the truth. So Mama Kande jumping from anywhere to go to NPP. Mama Kande is doing the right. Mama Kande had the right to do that. I don't have nothing against that.
Yeah.
There's nothing different here. There's no problem. Mama Kande join in NPP. But that's his own political will. That's what you want to do. That's his political will. Let people respect that. When that NPP, when PP went and did Usain Udabo, people don't make noise about it. So what is the problem of Mama Kande joining NPP? There's no problem in it. I mean, everybody has the right to join whoever you want to join. So, Gambia need to start Gambia need to start to tolerate each other. We need to understand that everybody has a political will. Okay? So some of these political parties you see in Gambia, these are not relevant. As I said, and I have a reason why I say it. And all of them, I can tell you one way or the other how they have been compromised. Period. They talk about Barrow. Barrow is not good. Barrow is not good. Barrow is not good. Okay, but Barrow, as I said, they were the same people who stood here saying that anybody who had the right to insult Barrow today in the Gambia, Dr. Sumala Sise was the architect. We all know that. That man was the first person who came out even insulting Barrow. Where is Dr. Sumala Sise today? He's in NPP. When Mamadou Sabali was in UDP, how he was calling Barrow? Keren Kafo. Actually, now he's the advisor to the Keren Kafo. So where is the integrity in our politicians? Tell me. It's not there.
Okay.
So Barrow is far more better than these people, and I can tell you from this point here, if at all what we are hearing is true, Mama Kande is going to Barrow. Mama Kande will bring a lot of weight into the NPP because Mama Kande don't have too much of enemies in other part of the country. Especially Foni. Foni will vote for Barrow because of Mama Kande. I can tell you that for sure because of Mama Kande work for Jame, and Mama Kande never come out and criticize Jame. So Barrow is going to win in December, whether people want it or not. Period.
Okay. Well, we are now joined by Bamba Mas. Bamba, are you able to connect?
Yes, I am able to connect.
Okay.
I think you can hear me.
Yeah. Can you flip your screen to landscape, please? And likewise, Prof. Jeng.
To
Can you
landscape.
flip?
Okay.
Yeah. And how to call it? Party. You too. Yes.
Let me try that landscape. One second.
Yes. All right. Yes. So, Prof. Jeng, your permission is granted. You can flip it to landscape. Yeah, Bamba, you still don't flip it to landscape. Yes.
Is this okay?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Okay. All right. So, Bamba, we've been trying to analyze the implications. I saw your video. You said, how to call it, the Jimara. Can you put the screen a little bit off your head? Yeah, because it's like, okay. Yeah, we've been trying to analyze issues, the implications of the likely alliance between the GDC and NPP. And then I saw your video earlier this morning where you were talking about the fact that the two Jimara duo, have a lot in common. One, they're all from Jimara, their villages are not far from each other, and they also contested the National Assembly election and a lot of things. You seems to have unpacked a lot of things together. And you said, like in Fula, that, they wrestle and then Mama Puki Baro. But now, Ko Baro Puki Mama. Yes.
Mr. Balde, thank you very much for having me. The politics is completely different from military training.
Yes.
Or the teaching field.
Yes.
Or to become an imam.
Yes.
I know all these people give instructions.
Yes.
Like sermons, and if you may like, talk to people to gauge their opinion and try to convince them one way or the other.
Yes.
These different phenomenal groups have got different ways of approach and different ways of the end game.
Yes.
Because everything kind of tends to work towards the end game. What do you aim to achieve? If you look at this scenario right now, Mr. Balde, what is left of the GDC is very minimal. You see, Barrow came with a finishing punch. We would start a little bit back, beginning with before the elections in Nyamina, when Mama and the GDC had the likes of Dr. Demba Sabali, they had the likes of a host of others who are very vocal and very much mature politically. When Barrow was able to sway these people to his favor and was able to grab Jimara, because the first time Barrow came in 2016-17, Jimara was a GDC stronghold. We all know that councillors, how many councillors? For instance, he was able to get both the MP and the councillor from Jimara. That dynamic started changing in 2021. Why? Because Barrow was using every available arsenal in his political machinery. To be able to grab Jimara, which is home to both of them. Barrow was able to use the chiefs, the alkalulus, and you name it, the most influential people within the area, because he is the focal point of the eye catching as the president. Number one. And we all know what Barrow did politically was very strategic. Most of his holidays, he would leave for Jimara and stay in Mankamankunda. Mama is based in Combo, though he goes to Jimara a lot. Strategy Barrow was playing was a very, very well calculated and dangerous one. And Barrow didn't even stop at Jimara. He went after Mama's.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
I'm unmuted now.
Yeah, all right. Okay, go ahead.
He went after Mama's bases. Take an example of Nyamina East. Nyamina East was grabbed from Mama in favor of the NPP. That fortress was broken into and dismantled. Barrow didn't stop there. He went after all the 5 MPs that Mama was able to grab and ended Mama with 0 MP. He didn't stop there. GDC had 18 councillors. Barrow went after them and almost rendered Mama baseless when it came to politics. So going by the 2021 tariff results, Mama Kande is third next to UDP by popular margin. I can tell you for a fact that Barrow was able to squeeze into that politically and almost got everyone. The last hope was Honorable Alaji Sow. Because Honorable Alaji Sow was some sort of a voice for Mama in Jimara. The very day I heard that Alaji Sow was swayed to join the NPP, I said, politically it's done. Mama is done, politically. Mama ended up with former MP Cisse and Mr. Nyang, the administrative secretary, whatever name they call him. Ibrahim, exactly.
Yes.
So these were the vocal voices that he had he was left with. Though, of course, GDC has got its executive. And I have so much respect and admiration for Mama Kande. Mama is a voice. Any political party would want to have him in your bandwagon because Mama is vocalist. Mama is brave when he talks. Mama is very, very precise. If he were a soldier, you would have called him a marksman in the military. So he's kind of a marksman in politics. He knows where to hit the right buttons. You can't compare him to Barrow when it comes to public oratory and managing people's minds. Mama can get the attention of the crowd just like the twinkle of an eye. Yes, for him joining Barrow is a plus. But it bears no significance to Barrow's popularity. It adds no value to Barrow's number tallying. Because all that were supposed to be joining Mama right now, we are hearing they are kind of not happy to give Mama the backing in the arena as he would have expected. Those were his lieutenants within his party. I mean the most vocal ones, of course. Of course, Barrow would get Mama's vote. Barrow might get Mama's wife's vote, and that would be a plus. You see, politics, we have to be realists, not pessimists. Here, if you look at that and you equate that with that of Ibrahim Tabora Mane, Ibrahim Taboramane in the last elections, 2021, voted and supported President Barrow, the NPP led. So it will be a 50-50, Mama in and Ibrahim out. So if you are a very, very smart politician, these are the calculations you will go by. In politics, you have to be a very good mathematician to be able to gauge your strength in a particular area. Not the crowd that comes out, because Mr. Balde, we all know, if I should go to Mansajang, the number of people that would come out would be the same people that would come out if you go to Mansajang. It's still the same crowd. Gambians are always not very good politicians because they gauge the strength of parties by the number of crowds they are able to pull. Today, if you put a jele in Serekunda market and say, Birikama Boxba, all the youths that are kind of walakana, they have no job, they don't have anything to do, would want to go there for fanfare and all that stuff. That doesn't mean that they are part of your political party. And also, curious people. Like, for instance, they say today, Mr. Balde is having a meeting at the buffer zone. I would be curious to understand or know what Mr. Balde is going to say. That doesn't mean that me coming there, you have me in your group. No. So all these things, as a good politician, you need to be a calculative one.
Jung earlier mentioned it. He's one Gambian, professor at University of Howard in DC. They made mention of timing in politics. By then, you didn't join us. So what does it tell you about UDP? Today, there was a presser where Dabo explained that some of the parties were not known, or some of them, how can the UDP be in the same platform with parties that were established 2016, some of them 2020, some of them are CSOs. So, I mean, that UDP, the composition was not that good, and that all is not lost, as there will be coalition of other parties that will join UDP. So, but how do you see the dispensation as it is now? Who stands to gain and who stands to lose in this equation?
The current equation is only the United Democratic Party that stands to gain.
How?
Okay. I am going to break it down for you. We do have this belief that there are supporters of political parties that would not vote for the UDP even if their parties join a UDP-led coalition. We do know that. To have them stand independently would be to deny the NPP those votes. To have them stand in a coalition would still be to deny the NPP those votes. You see, politics, you have to be very calculative. Because we know there are youths that are kind of disoriented with the way and manner the National Puntum Panta, or the NPP you call it. I mock them a lot. I call them National Puntum Panta. So let no NPP supporter come for my neck. I just want to be alive by December 5th.
Okay.
But you have to understand the fact that to deny or to be able to challenge NPP effectively, you have to be strategic. Remember, they are incumbent. And Gambians are not that much politically mature. Not all of them, but quite a number of them are not that politically mature to understand Mansaya or kingship or rulership and presidency. They have this belief, or they have this notion that Mobuka Mansa challenge. Those are ancient, but some people still believe it. So for you to be strategic is to come at Mansa at two different battle angles. I want this, for me personally, if you ask my opinion, I am in for a coalition, but I would rather have a three-way race than a two-way race.
Okay, hold on there. Honorable Tumani Sane, earlier you mentioned that some people, if they are hatred for UDP, that's why they are with Barrow. But where is that coming from? why would you hate a party just because you want the other guy to be there? By all means. You are muted. You unmute yourself, Honorable. Yeah.
Okay, why I'm saying this, I personally am not saying it like me. I'm voted by the people, and it is the same people voting for Barrow or voting for anybody. But this is the information or whatever information on the ground that I normally collect from the people. Like I said, what happened 2017, even myself, I became a victim of it because I was working at the Central Abattoir where I got dismissed. In fact, professionally, because the way they dismissed me, I cannot even understand. I was just kicked out. And then I had a lot of language saying that, okay, you APRC people no longer work. You even look at the appointment of some of those who work in the APRC before. The comments, and then who are those people making those comments? This is where the problem is. You look at again, even most of, most of the people there, especially the youth, we are into the security. Most people are either soldiers, police, and then that was long since even during the Field Force time. But most of them, immediately there was change of government, all of them got sacked. And then the military was placed in Buam. We can say it's Barrow, but that was the time when it was the coalition, I would say. And then most people who are acting, the people are just alleging that it was UDP. And then we had all the sentiments and everything that they were saying. This is fear with people, but UDP got this opportunity after we see that then Barrow's leadership is not the right leadership, like I always say. Most people, if it is left for me now, we will change the leadership of Barrow. Because for me, what I'm looking at is the country. Okay, we can say, okay, this party did this and this, like what they are saying to APRC, because most of the people who fought against APRC are from the UDP. Whether one agrees or not is from UDP. Most of them, even those talking, what they have been saying, before, it is now that you, Balde, you call me and interview, but before I was a follower who is unknown. Whatever they were doing, you remember I told you I lived in the UK before, and whatever was happening, all the mobilization, all the fight against President Gamme, Hello Gambia, the Gambia Daily News, Senegambia News, Gulf News, all what they were saying against, who are these people? And up to now, where are some of these people belonging to? This is the problem. We have to be honest. So even if I say the truth, anyway, you don't like it, but that's the truth that most people believe in. Because I've been following most of the people who are fighting against the APRC, making a lot of allegations, belong to the UDP. That's how, for us in the phone, that's how they are analyzing.
So the acrimony, so Honorable Sana, you are saying the acrimony with UDP started from the fact that, when the coalition came to being, so there were some people like you who were with Jammeh, were disposed of, and then so that anger started from there, right?
Yes, exactly. Most people got sacked. 5 directors of.
So UDP is to blame. So UDP is.
You remember, yes, because I can give you one as an example. That guy, Omar Giba.
Bamba will come shortly. Yes.
No, yes. Omar Giba was working on the fisheries, where according to Giba, Dabo found him there, and he said he cannot work with Giba. Anyone from APRC cannot work with him. That's how Omar Giba got sacked, and that's how Omar Giba was picked to be taken to foreign affairs. It was when he was Dabo found him at the foreign affairs. He said he cannot work with Omar Giba, and he sacked him. That's where the Secretary General by then picked Omar Giba to employ him at the Ministry of Fisheries, where he became a PS and later transferred to the State House. So a lot happened. That I will tell you, some will not be happy, but those people who are doing it claim to be UDP, and we know that's where they belong to. That's the bitter truth. Unless one fear saying it. So this is why most people, UDP got the opportunity for people to support, but we all know because by then, like even in Bamba Mas, what he was saying against the APRC, by then me, I was silent. I was a supporter of the APRC.
So you're attacking Bamba Mas. So you're attacking Bamba Mas.
I'm saying it. It's just like when he was talking against, he never knew that the day will come, I'm going to be Scalenga. I was a listener by then. All what he was saying against, so this today, I am here now to face him. Now today, we would put our heads together and remove Barrow. But if I myself, I think that's a thing of the past. Most of my followers don't see that's a thing of the past.
So you guys,
because I told you, even during my campaign,
you want to say that you're still living in the past, like blaming UDP for saying, for instance, that comparing Barrow to Moses, what Moses did to the Israelis. So you still hanging on to that?
No. For me, that's what I'm saying. if I don't want to live in the past, for me, I don't want to live in the past. The past is always the past. That's what I always say. It's a learning point. I have to accept. So if you don't want to accept what happened in the past, then you are making things difficult for yourself. This is the truth. For me, the past is the past that we should learn from and then apologize and move. That's what I always even say. Even APRC, I always say that it's not a perfect government. So what has happened, if you want to be following every day, APRC, this country will never move forward because we are living in the past. But still, you have people who say, no, we don't talk. But for me, I feel even those people doing it, not everybody a member of the APRC or a member of the UDP. It was just a party. So people we don't trust, I'm not going to label all UDP, they are like this. But I can name few of them. I was a listener by then. No one calls me for any interview. I was reading what they were writing. I was living. Bamamas don't know me. But I know Bamamas not today. Even before the Kenya government. Whatever they were doing. I have to be honest.
Okay.
So
all right, Bamamas.
Okay. And there are a lot of people who also knew about it. This is why the problem is for me, let's forget and move. Now let's form a coalition, forgetting the past, because the past is a learning point. But how many would agree with me? Because there are a lot of people in UDP who supported me to become an MP because they know who I am. So why would I hate those people? They are not responsible. Maybe they supported the party, but whatever I'm saying that UDP, it's only a few of them who said that. So I cannot use the statement of few of them to be punishing them. But most people are using that to judge UDP. That's the truth.
Okay. So Bamama, what do you have to say about the UDP being complicit in this?
Thank you very much, Mr. Balde. You see, what is my brother's name again? Omar. Omar?
Honorable Tumandi Sane of Foni Jaro.
Oh, Keba Tumandi Sane. Honorable, my pleasure meeting you on this platform.
Thank you.
Right, Honorable, first of all, I thank you very much for sharing a platform with me. Yes, it is true, we were political rivals. And you know, politics can be messy. But Honorable, you know very well that where you were working then was not under the jurisdictions of any UDP minister. Number one, I just wanted to make that very clear. UDP was not in charge of security. UDP was neither in charge of interior nor in charge of defense. I want you to understand that bit. You are a member of parliament and you know how these ministerial positions function. Yes, President Adama Barrow was part of the UDP. That is a fact. And a lot of people blame the UDP for so many of the mishaps that happened. But I must tell you this emphatically, without any ambiguity, that the United Democratic Party was the first party to extend a hand of friendship and reconciliation to the APRC. It was the UDP. The Honorable Jiba that you mentioned, I know him personally. In fact, I work with his younger brother. The reason why Usainu said he cannot work with him, he didn't ask for his dismissal. He asked for his transfer. Was because they had a personal argument. And this has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with functions of a government, functions of a ministry. That has nothing to do with politics, because if you have a difference, if I have a difference with Honorable Jiba or Honorable Sane, for instance, and I tell the speaker that, well, you have put me in the same group with Honorable Sane, I can't work with him, that does not mean that the speaker should sack you. And my boss Jiba wasn't sacked even. It was the United Democratic Party that requested for a senior member of the APRC to be included in the government. Late Abdoulaye Bojang, who was then Speaker of the National Assembly. Usainu personally told Barrow that I want you to bring one member of the APRC as an ambassador.
Yes,
so if you had...
Sorry, just allow me to inject another person. I
go
know
ahead,
it was Usainu who identified the former Speaker Bojang to be appointed as an ambassador. But what again did Usainu say? The remarks that Usainu...
Honorable, lift your mobile a little bit.
No, I'm saying it because of what angered my people, not me personally.
No, Honorable, you are covered. You are covered. Your screen. Can you lift the mobile a little bit? Yes. All right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, what I'm trying to say here, to be honest with you, the appointment of the former Speaker Bojang was identified. He was identified by Usainu Dabo. That one is 100%. But after identifying Bojang, what did Usainu say again? His comment that among the Golas, remember, this is what is living in the memories of many. Bojang was the best. If you can also say that. This is what annoys funny. Because even people were producing audios, insults everywhere. But this was also a statement that came from Usainu.
No, honorable, I disagree with you. That is a slip of tongue. Usainu Dabo corrected himself. That was a slip of tongue. And you say, honorable, you are human. You've how many mistakes have you made since you become a man?
No. For me, legend, I am telling you, for me, it's always the past because no man is perfect. I agree with you. But now we are talking about the majority of voters who are going to vote for someone to win to occupy our state house. What they are saying. That's why I'm saying that we have to be truthful, accept our mistake, and then we move forward. Anytime we start to deny, to defend, that is not going to be helpful. Me, I have never come out to defend when somebody say President Game this and because I was not there. And I'm not everywhere to know what he said. But what I'll tell you, okay, now, this is a learning point. We cannot be wasting our resources going after one man for how many years? This is my argument. I never come to defend because I was not everywhere and I was not working for him. To come and say, no, Game did not say that. No, Game did not say that. So because already that's what the concept of the people, this is what he did, or this is what he has said. Okay, let's learn from it. Check the good ones and drop the bad ones. This is what I'm saying. But if I'm here only, anytime you mention President Game, I say, no, President Game did not say that. We remember even when Usainu Dabo was part of the executive or part of the cabinet, what he said to the tickers when he was the vice president. But later when he was no longer there, what happened again? What he said to the tickers? These are on record. People always come out with those comments. So if you say a slip of the tongue, even myself, I'll say something that if you ask me again, if I'm able to kill it, I'll kill it. But I've already said it.
Okay, all right. So let's move to after a break by Professor Ahmad Jeng. You've been monitoring the discussions while.
Yes. I just wanted to interject a little bit on what Bamba Mas has said. Yes. I think two things I wanted to say. One is Bamba Mas was saying, trying to equate Mama Kande and Tabora Samba, which I think
Ibrahima
Tabora, yes, which I think is an unfair assessment. Ibrahima Tabora does not command the same following. Mama Kande is an experienced political animal, and Tabora is a newbie. Not only that, but the amount of followers and the amount of voters that Mama Kande has been able to garner in the two elections, Tabora would not be able to do that. So I think comparing the two, saying Tabora out, Mama Kande in, or saying Mama Kande would not add to the popularity of President Barrow, I think that might not be a very much fair assessment. And another thing I wanted to add on is the idea when he said that if you go to Basse, the same followers will follow you. I think politics number is really important. In political psychology, you can understand that, especially in our ends, when for example somebody goes out and you are campaigning and you have huge followers, it creates a kind of a perception. A lot of people would be like, oh, he has a lot of people following him, so I am actually going to vote for him. Because we have that psychology in our society where people don't want to vote for the losing horse, So when they see the number of people following you, they see a lot of people following you, even if those people are not going to vote, they might be, like you said, disgruntled youth, unemployed youth in Tanje, or unemployed youth in Talinding or wherever. But the number of people that are seen there, the visibility, that creates a perception. Even here in the US, we've seen where politicians would create an AI image of a kind of, Donald Trump said that once that the amount of people that appeared in Kamala Harris was not true.
AI generated.
Yes, was AI generated. Yes. So there is this perception when you see a huge number of people, even if all of them are not going to vote for you, that create a kind of a perception in society that would lead a lot of other people to want to vote for you. I think that those are two important things to take into account.
Yeah, what about this issue of now, how is Mama Kande, if, like we are saying, is yet to be confirmed, NPP and GDC, how, what position, or what is going to be the, in the end?
For me, like I said, I was not, or I am still not surprised if Mama Kande is going to join NPP. I have been saying this for a very long time. One of the challenges that the Barrow's government faces is the issue of corruption. A lot of people have been saying this. So how do you get rid of some of the corrupt elements within your rank as a president? And most of those corrupt elements are from other different parties. One of which a lot of people are saying is Ahmad Ba. Getting rid of Ahmad Ba, how do you get rid of Ahmad Ba? Bring in Mama Kande. Mama Kande will bring you the votes that Ahmad Ba is able to bring you from Nyanija. Get rid of him, and then see if you can set a new reset in terms of start a new reset in terms of like bringing in sanity into the system. Now, for me, I'm not concerned about whether this is true or not. What I am concerned is what is there for Kande. This is what, when coalitions are built, where it's important, of course, to know who is joining who, but it's not really important because our politics is not based on ideology. Our politics is based on convenience. The coalition that they were going to form, let's say UDP, the potential coalition that probably has failed, with UDP and Unite and other political parties coming together, it's not based on ideology. It is absolutely not based on ideology. If it is based on ideology, why would Unite come out of UDP because of leadership issue and they go back and form coalition with the UDP? It's not based on ideology. It's based on electoral convenience. They wanted to do that to defeat the president. And if you have a system of coalition government that is based on electoral convenience, they usually fight immediately after election, especially when they've won. Because this is what we had in 2016. The 2016 election was not based on conviction or ideology, was based on electoral convenience. Let's get rid of Yahya Jammeh. This is why when Yahya Jammeh was gone, then they started fighting. Because they didn't do that initially because they were convinced ideologically. They were not. So I think it is important to think that what is Mama Kande going to gain in terms of joining a president?
Okay, Ahmad Jeng, if you say let Barrow get rid of Ahmad because there are corruption allegations, Ahmad Ba has been accused of so many corrupt, things. So, how sure are you that Mama is going to deliver what Ahmad Ba has done for Barrow?
Yes, this is what I said earlier. I said I rather have a government led by one single political party, since we have first past the poll, okay? But the risk of having one government led by a single political party is that you might end up leading a country where only 100,000 people voted for you. You understand what I mean? Let's say we have 900 registered voters and 900,000 people go out to vote. 100 people vote for NPP. All the other parties, 15 of them shared like 80,000, 70,000, 100,000, 90,000. Barrow is still going to be the president, which means Barrow is leading a country of where only 10% of the population voted for him. That is a recipe for disaster. Now, the other thing I think I am concerned with in terms of UDP and NPP going to alliance with GDC is this. We are a very small country, very poor in terms of resources, okay? When you have political parties that are strong, forming a coalition and forming a government, what is happening is they are distributing the ministerial positions among themselves, and each one of them would be busy accumulating wealth, personal wealth, instead of building the country, because then the blame game would start. You understand what I mean? And the small mega resources that are coming in, everybody would want to say, I want to have it. Everybody would want to say, I want to have it. And what that leads to, it's immense corruption, I would say. So I'm not saying there is no guarantee that President, what is it called, Mama Kande would. There is no guarantee that Mama Kande would be corrupt free. Absolutely not.
So Bamba, what is your take on the fact that if Barrow were to get rid of Ahmad Ba and replace him with Mama, what is Mama going to do for Barrow that Ahmad hasn't done for him?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You see, let us be very realistic here. My greetings to Professor. Let's be very realistic here. Both these two people are political heavyweights.
Mm-hmm.
They are both experienced politicians.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put corruption at the corner for now,
mm-hmm.
and look at their public outreach.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, we all know Honorable Ahmad Ba is an orator when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to public speeches.
Yes.
Likewise, Mama.
Mm-hmm.
Such sharpshooters,
Mm-hmm.
it's always very, very care must be taken
Mm-hmm.
to even contemplate swapping the one for the other.
Mm-hmm.
Barrow needs both these people. I'm not being an opposition here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just being realistic here.
Mm-hmm.
Barrow needs both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Ahmad Ba getting out of that equation, joining an opposition group
Mm-hmm.
would be a tsunami.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Barrow would be able to withstand that because we all know.
But Bamba, don't forget that Ahmad Ba had outlined that he has still presidential ambition. That is
Yes,
still
of
alive.
course.
Yes.
Don't Mama Kande have presidential ambitions? They do.
Yes.
Whether you say it publicly or you say it in your mind, we all know all these political parties that form their political party and went to register with the IEC do have presidential ambitions.
Absolutely.
What they don't have is they don't have the support.
Instrument to be there.
Exactly, instrument to be able to implement their idea to become president. So like Doctor said, I quite agree with him. In a coalition government is always lose-lose. Win-win is very rare. Because each of these political leaders, if you make them ministers, what they will be doing on the ground is to build their base.
Exactly.
They will not want their base to die.
Yeah.
They will not want their base to die. So in most scenarios, it invites corruption.
Exactly.
It invites nepotism. It invites favoritism. Because
Exactly.
each of them would always know that there is always a life after this presidency that I'm serving now.
Exactly.
To have political survival is to maintain my base.
Exactly. That's my point.
You understand? Yes. I understand Doctor's point there very clearly. And as a politician, I 100% agree with him. And these are one of the reasons why UDP is always, a lot of people say UDP don't want coalition. No. We always listen to the Gambian people. We want coalition. Like Honorable Keba Tumande rightly said in one of his speech, we know that there are still people in Fonyi that hold grudges against the UDP. How do we diffuse that? That's why we have Chairman Yankuba Dabo kind of concentrating because he is the principal there. He is their servant who is the chairman of their area. To try to show them the other UDP that they don't know. Because the only UDP they know is the cat and mouse with APRC. Because we had a very, very tough... APRC has never had a challenge from any other party compared to the challenge they had from the UDP. So that animosity is there. We know. Anybody who loses their job at that time blames the UDP. Yes, UDP was a majority share in the coalition. But like, for instance, when my party was the interior minister, Haruna Jatta's death, I condemned it, and I'm UDP. And I was also part of the coalition. I was a government official then. But I do not believe in killing, in whatever way or form. You understand? So right now, as we are talking about Mama v Ahmad Ba or Mama v anybody within the NPP coalition, I do not think Mama would bring more value than any of those that are already there.
Okay. What
Of
about,
course,
yeah, what about in the coalition? You have Henry Gomez, you have the likes of Yusuf Adumbia. Right now, I'm talking about the new alliance.
thank you for mentioning Henry Gomez. We all know that Henry Gomez, politically, when it comes to size, he doesn't have that much. But Henry is also a very excellent orator. He can talk.
You have the likes of my party, GMC. Okay. So party, you've been quiet for some time. What do you think Mama is going to bring to the NPP poll?
Well, as I said, Mama will bring more voters from the Fonyi for the NPP than any other candidate. That one I can tell you that. Well, the Fonyi people believe in Mama Kande than any of the political parties in the Gambia, because most of those political parties, when they came into power, they were the people seen Fonyi as rebels. So Mama Kande have a heavy weight in Fonyi, and it doesn't matter what it is. Mama Kande have never said anything, against the Fonyi people. And as a matter of fact, he joined with Fonyi, he joined with APRC on the coalition. But if we look at some of the political parties right now, they are, most of these political parties, those people, when they're in position, they were the same people who just see Fonyi as, we are just rebels from Casamas. That's all. So Mama Kande will bring heavy weight for NPP. That one I can tell you that. 100% can be that witness.
I disagree.
Okay. All right. Bamba, why do you disagree?
Mama, Honorable Sane is listening here. Fonyi people believe that Mama Kande was the main kingmaker for the fall of the APRC in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
They know that. And what my brother, Honorable is, not Honorable, my brother, is it Samba or Demba, failed to understand.
But
Why is he not saying Mama would bring a lot from Jimara? Why Fonyi? Is Fonyi for grabs? No, it's not. Fonyi has a movement, which is the NATO Alliance movement. A very great large chunk of people within Fonyi believes in that movement, even if they are not yet registered as a political party. Most of the grassroots supports that movement. Unless stated otherwise by the Honorable and his group, like Honorable Almame Jiba, Honorable Keba Tumanden Sane, Honorable, and all those people that the Fonyinkers look up to. If Mama can't have those people in his camp, he can't do much for NPP in Fonyi. Remember, Demba Sabali comes from Fonyi. Demba Sabali was able to manage to pull out a councillorship seat in Fonyi from where he comes from. If you said Demba Sabali would bring value to NPP in terms of Fonyi votes, I can say partially yes, but not Mama Kande.
And also, in addition to that, the Bantanyang ward councillorship election, he displayed a part there.
Exactly. Honorable Demba Sabali was able to show people that I come from this ward. I'm going to make sure I get this seat from the NATO Alliance group. And he did that, which is a political gain for the APRC. But when it comes to Mama Kande can barely do whatever Mama Kande can do in Fonyi, I can do double. Because you see, look, people don't understand something. These Fonyinkers listen to Honorable Keba Tumanding and others. They do, because they believe in them. If you can have these people in your bandwagon, yes, you are going to get some. This is why Honorable Yankuba Dabo, the way he is going into Fonyi and try to show them the different side of the UDP, also is working in a way. Because Fonyi also needs development. Fonyi also needs assurance. Fonyi also needs not to be victimized. Because when the coalition government comes, this is the only region where you had the economic base, which I went against. Because I didn't fight Fonyi, I fought APRC. And APRC is not Fonyi. My grandmother comes from Fonyi. Many people don't know this. But Gambia is very, very small. People have to understand that the Fonyinkers are not rebels. Anybody who considered them rebels, those are just political gimmicks. Because who in Fonyi is a rebel? Who would you pinpoint in Fonyi to say is a rebel? And to say that Mama Kande would have at least a headway into Fonyi, I am telling my brother that is a definite big no. You know why?
No.
The way the Fonyinkas view the UDP is the way they view Mama Kande. Because Mama Kande was with the APRC. He betrayed the APRC. That's the way the Fonyinkas are saying it. And form his own political party. As a result, those that would have voted for APRC to keep Jammeh in power voted against the APRC and voted Mama Kande, and the coalition was able to win. These are political realities, I'm telling you.
Now I think Honorable Sane,
Honorable
Sane has something he wanted to say. He might want to say
Yeah,
something.
Okay, Honorable, go ahead. Honorable, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to help Bamba Mas, because for me, definitely on that side, I agree with you, because Mama, yes, there are some still with Mama who, if Mama goes, whether 1 or 2 or 3, he'll go with them. But I have this belief those who wanted to join Barrow have already left. So some of us who are staying, not that we hate Barrow, especially me, his leadership style, I don't subscribe to it. And then for Yankuba, the chairmanship, yes, Yankuba is just seeing the past has the past, and he's learning from the past. And then he has good interaction. What he's doing, definitely, he's doing great in Fonyi, because he's going there, all the programs, he's interacting with people. Me, sometimes I only sit and watch. I say I don't try to tell people do this, because I feel they are mature. I can sensitize them. What I need is a progressive Gambia. What I need is a united Gambia, where we are all considered to be one. So this is why, for me, the preaching that I always do is how to come together. The past, whatever has happened, has happened. But we have to accept, like if you say, Honorable Sane has done this and this, I'm not a perfect man, and I'm serving public office. Yes, I committed it. I must accept and then apologize and move forward. But anytime I want to build resistance around it, then we have a problem. With Yankuba is trying. I personally, I even talked to Yankuba. I said, Yankuba, definitely you are my guy because you are developmental oriented, but I wish you change your language. That's what I told him. Me, I don't hide it. What I want to tell you, I will tell you. I said, definitely, I appreciate you. You are hardworking and you are development oriented. But anytime you are making a statement, the statement is so hard that others may not understand you, and they're going to misinterpret it. And anytime it is misinterpreted, they will get things wrong. That's what I always tell him. And this is what I'm even telling Bamumas. What has happened has happened. And then for Yankuba, he is turning that pig. Every time he's in Fonyi. I wish 2017, 2018, the welcome that Yankuba is getting now, hadn't been, it was 2017, 2018, before 2020. In fact, he might be needing the police to protect him. But now Yankuba goes there, we welcome him with drums. He go there, our development project. That's what my people need. For me, but I told him that I'm not there to develop it is the government that needs to develop. So you cannot deny me development and say that I'm an opposition. Are my people not paying tax? You are even making my people hate you more. And then for Yankuba increasing from 500,000 to 1 million, some are rubbishing it. But for me, I support it. Because if I look at like the audit report, what has been mismanaged, if now Yankuba is injecting 1 million into my community, like safe access to safe drinking water would become history in my place. And even the health post, Yankuba is supporting all that. That's what my people need. Why are we going to hate him? For me, I'm development oriented, but the only thing I always advise Yankuba, I said, I wish you change your language, because it is a language that most people may not appreciate, not because you belong to UDP. Mm-hmm. I said, you have to change your language. This is what I tell him, frankly. Mm-hmm. You can go.
All right. So, Ahmed, let's look at this issue of, like, I mean, what is going to be the fate of the other coalition groups or parties? You know, now that, well, it's likely going to be confirmed tomorrow, according to what we heard, that, you know, the GDC leader is going to meet the president. So what is going to be the fate of the UDP? UDP can go solo. They are optimistic that they will win it. But you think there are chances in this post-presidential system?
I don't think so. I don't think if UDP goes alone, it can win the presidential election. A lot of people might wish UDP to go alone and win it, because then that gives them the mandate to govern exclusively and bring in technocratic or bring in whomever they want. that might be a better system than having a coalition of strong parties. If the especially if the leadership is not really consolidating power. Now, the other political parties that we have, small parties, they are all waiting for the opportunity to bandwagon, to jump on and join the wagon. And you know, they're waiting on opportunities, because politics is about timing, but also, like we said, a lot of parties, you will not hear about these parties after the 2026 election, because being a politician in Gambia is costly. Doing politics in Gambia is costly. So a lot of these parties might go back to doing what other things, but I don't think they will be able to survive the next 4 years, especially when they fail to form a strong coalition and come to power. So I think if UDP wants to build a government in 2026, I would advise the UDP to consider forming a coalition with not only small parties and movements, but also bigger parties, and also, of course, trying to change the rhetorics in terms of because a lot of people, I have to be honest with you, a lot of people are fearful of the UDP. Maybe not the UDP leadership. Yeah, a lot of the leaders are conscientious and tolerant and all of that, but we do have certain elements within the party that whether those elements are planted there by other parties, we don't know, but they go by the name UDP. In a sense, some of them, of course, we know them. They are within the UDP, but they might be planted as well. We know all of that is politics. All that is possible. But I think UDP has to form a coalition if it wants to govern. And even with that, I don't see it guaranteed that the UDP is going to win any election in the Gambia, unless things change. But one day in politics is a lot for any politician. So we have a couple of months to go, and I believe there are some works that need to be done in terms of trying to convince the population. But it's important for most political parties to move on from the tribal rhetorics and move on to something. Gambia, well, I've seen a lot of intermarriages in the Gambia. I have seen a growing both intolerance, but also a growing tolerance in certain corners. So people are moving a little bit away from the idea of regionalism, the idea of tribal politics. So I think it's important somebody comes up with a message that resonates with the youth, because we have a lot of young people, but also not forgetting the older generation, because when you look at the previous election, most of the people who voted, the youths are not the majority, actually. The youths are not the majority. The most of the people who voted are not the youth. So yeah, bringing in the youths, and hopefully this election is going to be different. We might have majority of youth voting if the government provides the necessary documents, let's say the voters card and all of that. So I would unfortunately have to go because I have other engagements.
No, thank you so much.
Yes,
we have about 5 minutes to go to wrap up this program. Yes. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ahmad Jeng.
If doctor can, I want him to stay a little bit.
Yes, we have 5 more minutes. Yeah, 5 more minutes, yes.
Okay. Yes. Let's hang on for a minute or so.
Yeah, because this kind of forums are very difficult to come by. Meeting talented people like himself is some kind of, I would say it's an honor for me as a politician. We should be listening to divergent views.
Absolutely.
People come up with ideas that would help. And I want to just assure Doctor that the UDP listens. We are definitely, that is, underline that word, we are definitely going to go into a coalition. Definitely. UDP is not going solo this 2026. Whether it will be supported by movements or whether it will be supported by political parties, but we will definitely have some political parties, in fact, not one, not two, not three, that will be joining the UDP in a a party-led coalition, definitely. That one is for sure. Because the reason is, however confident we are, this is a game of chess. You don't know what lies ahead. You cannot go into the mind of every voter. And the public perception in the Gambia generally is we shouldn't go alone.
Yeah.
So it will be political suicide for us to say, oh, no, let's go, we UDP, we can do it. That will be political suicide. Because majority of the voices that are coming out are saying, don't come to us alone. We want a united front. Exactly. We are going to try to build that united front. And that is one of the reasons why I'm even appealing to Honorable Keba Tumani Sane to say, look, if I punch you yesterday, don't punch me back hard. Try to understand that maybe my punch at that time, I was insane. But today I have realized that, oh, on the whole, I was punching a brother. What Mama said in 2000, all the way up to 2016, he was an opposition. And I would not want to say it here, my reasons, but I have a relationship with Jame. Many people don't know that. If you ask Pahari Jame, former Solicitor General, he would tell you, we went to the same we went to the same high school and the same university. Several times has Brother Jame approached me to join his bandwagon. But there was something personal why I couldn't join the APRC. It was something very, very personal. It has to do with my family. You understand? And that would have been bringing in conflict within my own family. And I didn't. And I'm happy that I didn't. Because Auntie Asombi would have wanted me to be part of that group, APRC. She has sent several messages because of my closeness to Lebaj Bojang. I was Lebaj's best man. And Lebaj's father and Jame's mother are the same mother and father. He tried when he was in America to convince me to join Jame. But for me, the damage was done since 11 November, when I lost almost 4 of my brothers in the 11 November. So my family would not even have contemplated seeing me on an APRC platform.
Okay.
I do not have anything personal against President Jame as a person. I have something personal against his administration. And that was what I fought against. So many people see me, even Barrow, the way I attack Barrow, many people would think that Bamba doesn't like Barrow. Barrow is my brother. Barrow's elder brother grew up in my compound, my father's compound. So that's why people don't understand the smallness of the Gambia. When you say small, unintelligent people would try to look at it in terms of tiny. Yeah, exactly. But Gambia, when I say small, in the sense that, look at Dr. Jeng, for instance. If you go deep, I might find something that I can relate with Dr. Jeng. Where does he come from? Oh,
yeah.
he might be related to Suleiman Jeng.
Yeah,
you see,
yeah, exactly.
This is how the world is.
Yeah.
Because me, when I was in Basse, one of my best friends is Suleiman Jeng. Many people don't know. But Suleiman Jeng and I, even today in the United Kingdom, if you go to Suleiman's house, Suleiman's family would tell you, right now Bamba is at work, or right now Bamba is going to London.
Yeah,
that is how close we are. So people must understand that we are more interrelated than we are divided politically.
Absolutely.
We have divergent political views. People must understand that would always happen in the Gambia.
And this is what I said. This is what I said earlier, that politicians should start changing the rhetoric a little bit, because Gambians are intermarrying, and Gambians are, it's changing a lot in terms of like the tribal rhetoric. You know, the moment we switch and then start talking about policies and programs, I think we would have a very, very, very wonderful.
No, Mr. Jeng, I think politicians use tribe.
Yeah, absolutely,
so wickedly to their advantage.
Yes.
In the sense, if the government that is the head of the Gambia's administrative system allows tribalism to thrive, obviously other oppositions would follow suit.
All right.
They should be the lead in trying to diffuse the tribal tension that we have in our society right now. Because when you look at it, many people tend to associate the Jolas with APRC. Many tend to associate the UDP Mandinkas with UDP.
Yes.
Many tend to associate the Fullers with NPP. Like they tend to associate them with NRP and the GDC.
And
That
I
is
can
how
tell you
many
that
people
during
want this
Jammeh's time, the Jola formed the minority of the APRC.
Yes, of course they do.
They
Of
formed
course.
the minority of the APRC as
Of
a
course,
political party.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But still, many people associate the APRC to be a Jola party, which is not. Because like you rightly said, if you look at Jammeh's margin of votes that he gets, how many votes come from Fonyi? Bulk chunk of it come from the Manika and the Fulak communities and the Wolof communities.
Yes, yes.
And that is why we, the politicians, need to talk to each other, dialogue, engage, and try to diffuse this tribal tendency that is cracking our fabric that our forefathers built. Because if you look at during the days of, I would just say a little bit of history before I allow somebody else. When I was with him. Prof.
Jeng, if you really want to do sort out yourself, I mean, you are.
Yes. I would unfortunately have to go, but I'll continue listening from the background. Yes. I have some things to do. Mr. Babamas and Sanyang over there and Bande, thank you so much. I'll definitely join you again, hopefully quite soon. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. John. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. You see, Mr. Balde, let us be very honest here. Gambia, in the First Republic, Gambians were very, very united, intermarried, and intertwined. In those days, in the 80s, Honorable Sane can bear me witness. If you go to Fonyi, you barely know it is Fonyi. If you come to Jara, you barely know it is Jara. Because most Jarankas would either speak Fula or Mandinka. Because these are the two ethnic groups that are based in that part of the area. If you go to Fonyi, the same thing. Every Mandinka staying in Fonyi speaks both Jola and Mandinka. Every Fonyinka or every Fonyinka Jola based in Fonyi speaks both Mandinka and Jola, because those are the two ethnic groups mainly that stays in Fonyi. Gambia has been like that since before the British partitioned it with the French. So we must understand that what binds us is greater than what divided us. Yaya Jammeh removed Sadauda Kairaba Jawara. Does that mean that all Nyaninkas shouldn't vote for Yaya Jammeh? Yes, Jammeh has never lost in Nyani, where Jawara comes from. He has never lost there. So this is what I want people to understand. Certain group of people follow Mansa, regardless of who is sitting on the seat. They have that perception. You hear people say that quite often. So the very small, tiny minority of people that are so self-centered that are trying to fund this tribal rhetoric, we should all join hands to stop them. Honorable Amikoli is my cousin. When she left the APRC to join Barrow, I called her and I said, "You're making a political suicide." She said to me, "But you never support APRC." I said, "Yes, I will never support APRC. I'm not part of APRC. You don't expect me to support the APRC. I'll support my party. But never ever break the spoon that fed you to be noticed. The spoon that fed you is the NATO Alliance. The spoon that made people know you is the NATO Alliance. I could have kept quiet. It's none of my business. But the way the Gambia is, the interrelations that we have, we must understand also. Like, for instance, I was in the APRC. My cousin brother, Sunkari Baji, was the chairman of the Brikama Area Council with APRC. I was with the UDP.
Mm-hmm.
We do class. We do have issues. Buba Baji, the spokesperson of NAWEC. There is nobody who disturbs Buba more than I do. He's a cousin brother. So Gambians must understand that we are a family. All of us, we are a family. So we should not allow these political goons, sorry for my language, to bring in tribalism among us. I was approached by an elderly man. I don't want to mention the tribe he comes from. He says to me, Bamba, you are brought up by us. His tribe. He said, we brought you up. Why do you hate us so much? I said, Uncle, why are you saying this? He said, because you never support Adama Barrow. I said to him, but Uncle, what has that to do with your tribe? He said, Adama is a Mandinka, is a Fula, and is a Sarhule. So I expect you to support wherever we support. But that is his level of understanding politics. And I respectfully told him, well, I'm going to think about it because I don't want to be rude. He's somebody that I respect so much and he knows it. I told him, allow me to think about this. And I never spoke to him again. Because the way he is saying things is, if my father should say, wherever I support, my children must support by force. I don't believe in those ideologies. My father was PPP all his life because he is Jawara's first cousin. But that shouldn't make me PPP. Yes, I supported PPP because I wanted my father to be happy. He wanted to see me always following him when he goes to meetings. Yes. But when I grew to maturity, my dad was alive and I told him to his face that I am not supporting the PPP anymore. I went to attend an NCP rally. He was not happy, but that was my decision. So politics is not a matter of family or it's not a matter of tribe to say, I should support this particular party because majority of those who speak my language belongs to this party. I don't believe in those ideologies at all. I don't. And if you go to Fonyi, certain people are ridiculed for not supporting the APRC. It happened. And Honorable Tumanen can bear me witness that happened. It does. There were people that were in the opposition, for instance, Singul Nyasi was victimized because they cannot contemplate seeing a Jola of that magnitude, Singul Nyasi is standing in Buyam going against Jame. But that is the beauty of democracy. Sidat Job was Yaya Jame's minister. Sidat Job and Usenu Dabo are first cousins. So this is why I said, let us fight against this tribalism. What about if Usenu Dabo should also say, I would never speak to Sidat Job because why should he support APRC and not support me because we are family? Siaka Jata supports the NPP and Siaka Jata and Usenu Dabo, their grandparents are the same mother and father. So it should not have to be that I am from Fonyi, Kebatumandi is from Fonyi, we should belong to the same political party. No, I don't buy those ideologies. No. I believe that if I want to support Mama Kande, if I were not UDP, I would have been GDC. I said that several times because of my closeness with Mama. If I were not UDP, I would have been GDC. But Mama found me in UDP when he formed his party. I don't follow people. I don't jump ship. It has never been my political philosophy. If I build up my mind to be in NRP, I would die NRP. The only thing that would take me out of NRP is if my ideologies and that of NRP clash, I would leave. And that is why I'm in the UDP still. Okay. People insult me in UDP. People disagree with me in UDP. People do say Bamba Mas is very controversial. And I like that. Because it's only when I'm controversial people listen. Then I'll be controversial.
So finally, what do you have to say about this political maneuver?
Mama is in coma politically. For Mama to survive, he needs oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
If NPP can give him that, kudos to NPP for saving my friend. But if you ask me, if I were Mama's advisor, I can get the same oxygen in the coalition group with more dignity, with more like kind of dimoya in the fuller text, and with more dimoya that I would have in the Barrow camp. Knowing the fact that how acrimonious the two were, viciously fighting over Jimar. What is Mama going to say again on a podium that is NPP controlled? What is he going to say again? The only thing Mama would end up doing from now on is defense, not attack. He would always be a defender. And Mama's politics is attacking. Mama is an attack player. He's not a defender. Mama is a central midfielder.
Okay.
So it's going to be
We are now taking it to football, soccer, football.
Exactly. You know me, politics. I use all angles. It's not favorable for Mama because to draw public attention, he has to attack. So now people would be waiting to hear Mama Kande's first speech in the NPP coalition. And trust me, his first speech would be defense. If others can, why not me? Why are people after me? Why are people all saying this, that? And that is not good for a politician. That is weakness for a potential leader. If Ahmad Ba publicly says, I have presidential ambitions, whether Mama says it or not, Barrow knows Mama wants to be president. Barrow knows that. You think my brother is naive? No, he is not naive. Barrow is a political animal in himself. He knows these games much more. He's an incumbent, the most informed citizen of the Gambia is President Barrow. So President Barrow also has got his informants. Why would he accept Mama in the first place? Ask yourself. Because before President Macky Sall called them for a meeting, Mama Kande and Adama Barrow, for them to have a merger, Mama refused. Jimare elders came, Mama refused. Why would he accept now?
Well, that's over to you to tell us.
You see, even from a layman's point of view, that's what I was trying to tell Dr. Cheng. Even from a layman's point of view, Mama Kande is politically in a coma.
But why? No, you didn't answer that question. Why did he accept it now? When you said, according to you, you claim that
because one, he is politically bankrupt.
What about before, when Macky Sall, who had leverage, who was president?
Then Mama Kande was very powerful. He was third in the battle, third in the political race. After NPP, after UDP, the next is Mama. Then Mama had more support than NRP. He had more support than all the other political parties, apart from the UDP and the NPP. I would not bargain if I were in his shoe then. I would not. Because the day in politics is long. I will also try the political waters. Maybe I can defeat the APRC, or maybe I can defeat the NPP. I can get the support of the APRC. You remember when Yaya Jammeh did advise his supporters not to join Mama and not to join, was it Sektijan Hydra or something? You remember that? You may remember that time. So you see, Mama was also testing the waters. at that time. And if I were in Isu, I would have done the same thing. But right now, it is different. Jame has, Barrow has politically dismantled almost all the bases of Mama Kande. Almost all of them. Where is Mama's base today? Nowhere. You cannot pinpoint anywhere in the Gambia to call Mama's base. It doesn't have a base. So now it is more of a political survival for Mama. So he had no choice. He must move.
Mm-hmm.
That is my political view.
Anyway, we hope and see by tomorrow, God willing, everything will be clear. That is Wednesday. It is reported that they are going to sign the MOU. So let's wait and see. Wherever you are, I will try to catch up with you, whether it's audio or video. I'll try to call you and then